So today I'm speaking from the land of the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation. I wish to acknowledge the First Nations people, their understanding and their care of this country, and I pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. When I was asked to open this exhibition for my colleague Blanche, I was so delighted I immediately said yes. I have great admiration for Blanche's prolific creativity and her ability to sustain an ongoing 20-year practice. And I love her cheeky smile. So of course I said yes. But when I started to give serious thought to what I might say, I floundered. So much has already been said and written about Blanche's work and about this exhibition. I felt I would be simply repeating other people's words. So I wondered how I could add something fresh. I tried to find tags to hook onto, to talk about my appreciation of Blanche's practice. And curiously, onomatopoeia kept coming to mind. For those who may not be familiar with onomatopoeia, it's a word that imitates the natural sound of the thing it's referring to. Cuckoo, meow, buzz are some of the English examples. In Japanese, the mimic sound is repeated to evoke the sensory experience of the word, such as pika-pika, something sparkling, glass, glittering. Onomatopoeia hints at what's going on. To give you some context, when Blanche was working towards her first solo exhibition in Workshop 3000, with Miyuki Akahara and myself, in fact, she was making her first version of the long conveyor chain that's in this exhibition. We would chant our own interpretation of Japanese onomatopoeia as an encouragement. More skoshi, a little bit more, a little bit more. To urge Blanche and each other to keep going. More skoshi became and continues as our making mantra. Recently, I discovered a witty and irreverent account of Japanese onomatopoeia by the literary translator Polly Barton. I was immediately reminded of our more skoshi. And then I thought how onomatopoeia reflects not just the sound and movement of Blanche's beautiful pieces, but also the way she makes her work. So I've taken liberty of drawing on these Japanese sounds to talk about Blanche's practice. But a little note on what follows, I will be taking a little licence of the Japanese meaning. There's so many, but time is short, so I'll only use a handful. Sadly, I haven't found an onomatopoeia for ripple effect in a pond or chain reaction. But I did find Zara-zara, the sound of a flash of metal in the blood. Literally, this means to jingle, to jangle, like the clink of keys, chains, bangles, or tambourines. In the workshop, there's the jangling of tools, the clinking of movement along a chain. In Blanche's work, there's the jingle of glass against metal. And it is the same jingle-jangle of guitars, the melodic rhythm of the music that helps Blanche and myself to keep going, to use Zara-zara to push through the pain. Min min, the sound of air screaming or being saturated in sound. We all have an internal soundtrack, a constant collection of sounds and experiences from our daily lives. Making is absorbed through the min min in the workshop. Zara-zara, the sound of a rough ground. Nothing goes smoothly, especially when you're learning a new thing. This goes for anything. It could be language, cooking, or making jewellery. Going through the grit of repetition over the rough ground, Zara-zara helps Blanche to keep doing no matter how many mistakes she might make. There is a coherent pattern in the way Blanche pursues her practice. She exhibits equal doses of passion and perseverance, both of which are deeply embedded in this exhibition. Her passion begins with shimi-shimi, feeling keenly, intrinsically enjoying what she does. Shimi-shimi carries her through the less enjoyable tasks with kotsu-kotsu, slowly but surely, so that working hard is not a constant struggle. But sometimes you just have to shika, weep a lot. Blanche is singular in the way she pursues her intent. She's created a vision and she has the perseverance to stick with it. Blanche works ichi, persistently making one by one, with a nechi, tenacious spirit, and a guru discipline of doing something again and again, despite the setbacks. These characteristics display her unshakable sense of nobby, of wonder, of her will to extend herself, to feel the magic of making, with kira, the sound of hope and embracing a shining future. And one can't forget Blanche's niko, her big cheeky smiles. Interestingly, nobby also refers to something that's been postponed again and again. But today is io, something that's happening at last. So it's with yuki, happiness and excitement, that I invite you to celebrate Blanche and her ripple effect on our lives.
Perfect.
I wish I had a Japanese term to say thank you.